who we've got on our track. If we've got any Mercedes fans, give us a big show, Mercedes! There's two. Any Ferrari fans? There's definitely one there. There's always one very passionate Ferrari fan. Any Red Bull fans, give us a big show, Red Bull! Yeah, they always sneak. Who have we got on our truck then? Because I see a team spirit now, some Renault cat from back in the day, Alonso. Yeah, that's a throwback. Anyway, okay, so we're coming down from Las Vegas. We've already gone through Las Vegas, Chris, and we're heading down towards the famous Eau Rouge corner. What a place to come to a race there. Yeah, it's incredible. We saw in quality how important it was to get a good exit from there. So there's nearly 2 kilometres that you're going to be pretty much flat from all there, all the way down as far end. As we're coming through here, the compression you get, you obviously don't see on TV. But when we're coming back up, please look behind you. You can see this elevation, which is incredible. This is why the drivers love it so much, why it's such an old school. And the other side, you have this incredible incline to climb up. But we saw, unfortunately, the car right down a little bit wide through here, so easy to do. When you are so low down in the front car, it's so hard to see your apex. Here we go, guys, here we go. Really do hold on, and I know I've done it 3 times already, but it's a steep. You look behind you put that feel on the cameras on D&D. And one thing you don't see as well, as you come over the top of Romeo, which is the left hand there, it looks flat when we go over the top here on the telly. It's still going uphill. Until we get to look on, we've got to go all the way down to the bottom of the circuit, and we're still going up a really long hill. Yeah, it is. It keeps climbing on and on and on. And if you do run the slot, and this is a bit of the painful bit, then hopefully then it's all the way down. These stragglers, give them all the waves, and especially the marshals work. You've seen the marshals stood around. Please give them a wave. We can't go racing unless there's marshals around there, Chris. No, that's very, very true. They work extremely hard and are extremely important whilst the race. So the top, the bottom of the circuit is about 100 metres, which is massive. But as we say, coming out through here, you can see the DRS board there. Drag reduction system, and open that rear wing, gets a little bit more speed. Red Bull have done so well that have that higher top speed. Obviously, he is starting that sign a little bit lower down, but I don't think it's going to take long for him to fight through. I think being on pole by 9 tenths of a second, having won here from 14 as he did last year, I think he's pretty confident even starting to stick to place for the race on Sunday. But that's what qualifying today. That determines the race this Sunday. We've got a whole sprint day tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to. But let's just talk about qualifying as we come down the extremely long Kemmel Straight. What an amazing qualifying session. What amazing qualifying sessions we're being treated to all season long. Yeah, they've always been quite good. They're always my sort of slightly favourite part because they're so unpredictable. And especially in conditions like they are today, as it's drying, and having a wet line, and the drivers become a bit braver, push on. And you can see the times dropping as they go through. And it's, I mean, Max nearly didn't get through, so it was quite impressive. Of when to do it, when to make that decision, and it's trusting within your team and actually making sure you get out of the way as well. Yeah, he got a rather heated radio message to his engineer. I didn't know what he said, he just said stars. No, he just said, yeah, it was like, you annoying person, really, that's what he said. But yeah, very, very close to being knocked out in Q2, but didn't actually get knocked out, and of course then went on to get a pole position by a country mile in this sport. But it's a long lap, so the gaps are bigger. Yes, this is true. But this corner here is such an important one, especially the first couple of laps. Obviously, once they've done the quali, they're going to have the lightest car. But in the race, this is the car that's going to be the heaviest. And getting this braking point just right to make sure you get through the corner, especially if it's damp, and not locking up your front tire, is key to that race. You've done so well, you put it on pole or you put it in third or something like that. If you flat spot a tyre around here, your race is nearly over because it's such a long lap. That flat spot then comes back every time you brake, and at the speeds they go around the circuit, it vibrates so much that your vision is blurred. So that's why you've got to come all the way back. So it's about keeping it mixed and making things we're going to the Malmedy here now, the right left of the top, and the right hand coming out of it is called Malmedy. That's why I consider to be the top of the circuit. We're at the top of the roller coaster now, and we're now trying to head all the way back down, all the way down to Stavro at the very bottom of the circuit. So we're just constantly going downhill, and through a corner like Revanche, this long, long right-hander, going downhill into it is such a struggle for these cars to get into the corner.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that you always miss on TV, and this is why these consoles are so good, because you can get up close and personal to these corners, and you can see as it drops away. It's really inviting to come in too early, but if you do, you have to be so patient on that throttle because it will push you out early. So it's about getting right, defending through these corners. You can see it's dropping away. There's still parts here, and this was really tricky for because there's one part, Josh, that didn't really dry. The rest of it had a dry line and then coming through here, and obviously coming into No Name, this is when we saw a couple of cars sort of meeting the sponsors.
Yeah, indeed. Ocon climbing the wall pretty heavily there, and obviously Magnussen as well, going off later in the session. But it's these sort of low energy, low speed corners that dry up, that take the longest to dry up. It's the high energy, high speed corners where you don't really find that much time, to be honest, that dry up the fastest. So this part of the circuit stays wet for a very long time. It was very tricky because we did the whole lap from nice dry circuit and slick, and we got there and it was still soaking wet. But then it was coming out here, and the commitment, Chris, into Furon in mixed conditions on slick tyres was astounding.
Yeah, it is, and this is why these guys are so brave. They trust in their car. We saw Orlando have a bit of a moment as well, and you can see how quick it always looks. It looks so stable until they suddenly snap on these guys. And obviously, it's trusting in that car, making sure they've got temperature in those tyres, because that is the key thing with these. They just need to switch on these tyres and get that grip. But yeah, coming through these couple of corners is this is where they get paid the big bucks, and why they do.
I mean, Eau Rouge gets the, you know, is the poster child really of the circuit, but for me, Furon is the corner where you really prove your worth. It's a full commitment, really high speed, double apex left-hander, down a hill as well, and you've just got to absolutely commit to the entry and trust that the car will stick. Run right up to the curve on the outside there. I've really spun there in the lead low laps as well, and moved through a whole raceaway, so committing a little too hard into the middle of Furon, and then come and get a nice clean run through the last part of it. It's not really much of a corner after that, but it's such a committed entry.
Yeah, and some of these corners, they're so good when you get them right. That's the thing. When you just nail this corner, obviously they've got a little bit more tarmac now, just because they have so many cars going off. And this circuit, obviously, they have other cars racing around here throughout the year, so it does certainly help. The brave runner, he's doing a good job there, so keep running on.
Well, doing well. 7 kilometres, the longest lap on the calendar. Yeah. A lot of corners as well, and the most elevation change as well. It's got everything going on here at Spa-Francorchamps. We're coming to the final chicane, the right left. A lot of compromised corners around the circuit, a lot of complexes where you've got to kind of think ahead a little bit more and think about saving a bit on the exit of one corner to be able to get to the next corner.
Yeah, you've got to be quite clever the way you race, and that's the thing. It's not about being flat out every single corner now. You've got to be clever setting up when you're going to use your DRS. So are you going to overtake a little bit later? Are you going to use some of your electrical power a little bit later as well? And also what strategy you're on. Cars will be always different, so is it better to actually let the car go past, knowing that later on in the race you're going to come back pretty much. You're going to get a safety car as well, so do you save your tyres at the start of the race? Ground that they're all going on, and then you're going to get a quicker pit stop and then you can put a hill. So it's about being patient, it's about being clever, and that's why you've got good old Alonso that always hangs back. He always seems to sort of nip at the young guns that seems to go in, but the car was quick. It looked great, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite put the times together in the final qualifying where it really counted. But I mean, those two youngins, Lando and Oscar, are doing great work in that McLaren. They're just resurgent. It's so good to see them back as well. I love a good McLaren performance. There's always it's a local team for us, isn't it? They're jumping all around the way. So as we come through Stavlo, we've got a new name actually. This one, I can't quite remember it, but I've always called it Stavlo, and I think I'll continue to call it Stavlo because it's just such a historic name. I love a circuit that has corner names, Chris. It's not just 1, 2, 3.
That is very true. Yeah, the old school ones. And obviously, this circuit, when it was originally, was over 14 kilometres wide. It used to go to 3 villages and going through a little bit like Nürburgring. So it was pretty impressive. It's still why it's still so long, but. Yeah, you have to be brave always to drive down here. And obviously you can start coming up. It's such a physical circuit as well. Huge amount of G's on braking. From left to right, positive, going up, the compression that you get. For these guys, that's why they're going to be so fit mentally, but also physically as well, because it's 44 laps of absolutely pushing your body to the limit, but also keeping your level head as well, and then making those right decisions at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if anyone's a big runner here, but it's like trying to do a math test just after a long run. Your brain's not quite working right. So if you're tired and you're in these cars, you can't drive it correctly. It's not just about not being strong enough to turn the wheel anymore or hold your head up. It's just making the right decisions. And when you're tired and fatigued, that really comes into play. That's why they're so fit, so they can make the right decisions.
Yes, and the processing power, isn't it, to understand and change the things. Obviously they're changing brake bars as their car gets lighter throughout the race. The weight changes, so we need to make sure they're not locking out front wheel. Changing differentials on the steering wheel, you see they're very busy, so stop their car sliding around to the middle and back. So they're really, really busy on it, so it's understanding where these buttons are, when to do it. It's always very impressive to watch these guys do it all.
Absolutely. Now we're starting to come back uphill towards the final complex of the bus stop again, but before that we have the big corner launching on. In the past this used to be a little bit of a lift. If you were brave enough you could try and keep it flat, but it was never quite flat, and now it's an easy flat corner, but only if you're on the right line, which the truck driver seems to have nailed at the moment. Very, very nice line by the truck driver here. We caught him well, Chris. But it doesn't look like much when you're at the back of it, but when you're coming up there at 300 kilometers an hour, that becomes like an eye of a needle.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to get it quite right, and it's completely flying through, but this is why these guys are obviously come through the formulas. They've done F3, they've done F2, they've done the sim work. So this is where it comes second nature to these guys, flying through and then coming up to this. Very important. It's the slow corners where you can really sort of lose the speed, flat out, or then coming into the pits, and the time of getting up, braking for it right. So it's such a great circuit. It's a great thing to race on, and it's brilliant when it's always mixed conditions, which tomorrow I think will be rain. I think Sunday might be a little bit drier, but you never know.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit dry for Sunday, but we've got a whole sprint day ahead of us, Chris, with mixed conditions. I'm looking forward to it immensely. We're coming into the final bus stop chicane, and now, Chris, most of the braking zones around here have been downhill, so you're expecting the car to go longer. But now, finally, on the last part of the lap, you've got a very uphill braking zone, and you can easily slow the car down just that bit too much. So you don't want to, you want to commit yourself a bit harder to the braking zone for the bus stop, and get off that brake sooner, because you're going to roll up a hill, which is going to slow the car down even more as well.
Exactly that. The track comes to you, so it's easier. And you can see on the right hand side there, you have those sort of sausage curves. And you've got to be really careful of those, not to take too much, offload the balance of the car, they can really unsettle it, and then you don't get the grip and the power. You've got to unwind that lock on these cars and get that foot down. And as we're coming down, we were talking about it earlier, if you go onto the main straight, you're going to see these strips that cut into this race circuit. So again, as you go along, and that's to displace some of this water. This race circuit that starts, this first corner, is only 150 metres. So if you see to the side, you can see these strips that are cut into it. So it's not necessarily for grip, it's just to try and get rid of some of this water. But yeah, it's a very short distance from when they start, when the lights go green, to this first corner, which is going to be critical for the rest of the race, I feel.
This is what I always love about coming to Spa. It is a living circuit almost. You've got to take into account basically everything about the circuit to drive well here. It's not pancake flat. You have to take into account the radius of the car, of course, the braking zone, but also which incline it's on, which is what's the banking like. And you take some curve here. It's a real old school circuit, and it really tests the drivers immensely all the way through the lap. And you finally get to the end of it, and you haven't got that far to get to La Source, and then you're into another lap.
No, that's it. So we've just done one lap. These guys are going to do 44 laps of these. Absolutely on there. Things are changing all the time. Predicting whether or not they're going to get yellow flags or safety cars and things like that. So it's going to be an incredible race. I really hope. I have a feeling that we might have a bit of a surprise on Sunday. I think we might. This corner here is going to be critical. I think there's a couple of cars may come together, maybe a bit of front end damage. And as we know, it's just been round it. Being such a long circuit, it's a long way to come back to the pits to get a new front wing.
Spa has always produced very, very exciting lap ones, hasn't it? And especially turn ones there. I was in fact stood up on that bank the year Grosjean wiped out a load of people at the front, but across the field as he got a wheel on the grass and spun into people in front of him. But luckily we didn't do that, Chris, and we made it back nice and safe. And yeah.
Yeah, well, so that's the lap. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could thank my colleague Joshua Hill, that's what a great track. Thank you very much indeed.
And a big round of applause to Chris Broad as well, everybody. Chris Broad.
Enjoy the weekends.
And a round of applause for yourself for being so patient and getting rained on. And we can keep the ponchos, it's on me.
They are, that's very kind of you, Josh.
Mind the step. Hold on until we come to a complete stop. Thank you.
That's it.
Hold on a moment.
Not yet.
We're reversing. Hang on. It'd be a bad way to start the weekend, Chris.
Yeah, the paper has a 9 when you lose 3 guests.
Well, unfortunately, they won't be able to watch the race then if they're in hospital after being run